Hello and welcome back to another one of my videos for pre-PA FAQs. So today's question is something that I get all the time, and this is, what is the difference between PCE and HCE? And let me first explain what those even are. So PCE is patient care experience and HCE is healthcare experience. And those two are often used like interchangeably, or a lot of people when they're first starting out their journey really don't know the differences between the two. And there are some differences, so let's talk about them. So first, let's talk about HCE, the healthcare experience. So this is any kind of work experience in a healthcare setting, but you're not necessarily directly touching patients. So an example that I use to help kind of show the differences between HCE and PCE is medical assisting jobs. So oftentimes medical assisting jobs are broken into back office MAs and front office MAs. Front office MAs are usually ones calling patients, kind of handling more paperwork, scheduling, stuff like that, where back office MAs are the ones that are usually involved in injections and more patient care, taking vitals, stuff like that. So HCE is more connected to front office type work. So they're working in a healthcare setting, they're working in a medical office, but they're not really interacting with patients in terms of clinical skills such as injections and whatnot. So although this is a great experience, the hours that are required by schools generally on their website is actually PCE, the patient care experience hours, because those are the direct hands-on experiences. So again, back to the MA example, this would be a back office MA since they're more kind of actually touching the patients, doing more clinical stuff, taking vitals, involved in more of the medical care versus kind of the paperwork and whatnot that's done up front. So like I said, when a school requires patient care hours, it's typically PCE where they're directly hands-on. Other examples of this, and it depends at every school whether it's accepted or not, but some popular ones are CNA, EMT, like I said, medical assistant, physical therapy aide. Those are ones that are, obviously there's many other options, but those are ones that I see quite often. And then in terms of healthcare hours and patient care hours, scribing sometimes can fall into both depending on the program. Some schools may count it as healthcare, some schools may count it as patient care, so make sure you double check with the programs you're applying to before you put your whole heart into a scribe position. And just to add, although HCE can be beneficial, it oftentimes doesn't count for as much as if you put effort into finding a patient care job. So if you're at a role that's only considered HCE and you don't have any other PCE and you want to apply to PA school, I would recommend finding a job that has maybe a little bit more hands-on role, just so you can get those hours too. But if you've already got your PCE and you're in an HCE job and you really like it and you don't want to move, you could stay. I always say, since HCE isn't really necessary to apply, it's just helpful and something to add to your application, but not really required. I always say put your effort maybe in other places that you get more from your time, like patient care experience, shadowing if you don't have any, volunteering if you don't have any. So I'm not trying to say stray away from HCE roles, but just know that they may not weigh as heavily in certain aspects as other things, other opportunities. But all right, so that was my little synopsis on HCE versus PCE, or healthcare experience versus patient care experience. So if you have any questions, you can always ask me on my Instagram at whitecoatchasing, or you can leave any comments below. You can tell me any other topics you'd like me to talk about or any other videos you'd like me to make. And I hope that this was helpful, because this is a huge part of your pre-PA journey. And I know this is a big question a lot of people have when they're first getting started. So hopefully this kind of helps clarify some of that. Anyways, thank you so much for watching and hope you have a good rest of your day.